Hello my dear friends, it's Yuri Tsvetkov, and today I want to make one more video about a golf swing analysis and golf performance analysis. I have decided that maybe it will be much more reasonable to make videos not only about the golf swing analysis, because if we are not analyzing performance of the golfers whose golf swings we are analyzing, we couldn't understand pluses and minuses of his golf swing, and we couldn't understand that the golf swing model is not so highly influential for the performance, for results, as we are expecting when we are concentrating just on the golf swings. Let's say that last week we have received highly interesting information and new golfers were born. I mean the famous golfer who are becoming, that the new star. He was the star, but not so strong. I'm talking about the Will Zalatoris, and I'm sure that currently everybody will decide that it's necessary to make the golf swing analysis of the exactly Will Zalatoris, and to receive new motivation for the golf swing building, and maybe they will decide that they need to change something. Before you will start to do it, I will ask you to look for this video, because I hope that it will explain you and save you maybe many time and some cases money. So what I'm talking about? Yes, Will Zalatoris' golf swing is highly efficient. He is perfect golfer and with the modern and excellent golf swing. And one of the components of his golf swing is that he almost have not the so serious luck as most other golfers, and the old school mostly, that his left arm is straight, and the luck between left arm and the club shaft is less than 90% degree. So it's a final position, the pivot point, and we can see that even in this position it's much more less than, the club shaft is less than parallel to the ground. And it seems that this golf swings model is giving you some kind of advantage against other previous models which were used by the most of the golfers which are not so young as the Will Zalatoris. Let's say that take a look for the golf swing of the Corey Connors. He is not so old golfer, certainly. He is also young, but we see that it's hugely different positions in the end of the golf backswing. So Will Zalatoris and Corey Connors. Just take a look for one more video of the Corey Connors from maybe a little bit better position for us, which is very close to the position of the Will Zalatoris. Okay. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Now, so we can see that in this position we couldn't find his club head on the video because it's over his shoulders, and it seems that his golf swing couldn't be so highly efficient comparative to the Will Zalatoris golf swing. But what the figures will tell us? Just take a look. I think that the efficiency of the whole swing is described by the two elements of the game, by the strokes gained from the tee shots and the strokes gained in approaching. So here we have information about the average proximity for the four golfers. So here is the average proximity in the yards from the absolutely different distances it's approaching, and the percentage proximity, average percentage proximity for the same strokes. So we can see that Will Zalatoris, who is a very good, whose golf swing is amazingly perfect, have the average proximity 11.3 yards, and the Corey Connors have the average proximity 0.8 yards to the hole. Xander Schauffele, who is also amazingly famous, the golf swinger, and he have the average proximity 0.9. It's not so big difference with Corey Connors, but we can say that the Corey Connors is not losing anything against the Xander Schauffele or Will Zalatoris, whose swings are looking much more efficient. It's just our impression of the golf swing, but not the efficiency of the actual efficiency of the golf swings, which is related with the figures which we are looking for. So certainly Xander and Will have a little bit longer shots from the tee, but as we see, the Corey Connors have a little bit better proximity in percentage and the average proximity in yards. And plus that, he is very smart golfer, because we can take a look for exactly for the previous analysis of his proximity results, and we can find that first of all he have better the greens and regulation percentage. We can find it from the total information about his performance. So we see that greens and regulation 71.5%. It's a 10th position in the PGA Tour. It's higher than his official money or the official World Golf Ranking position or the FedEx Cup position. So greens and regulation is his very strong component of the game. His scoring average is also perfect, 70.1. The Will Zalatoris have approximately 70, and the Xander Schauffele has approximately 69.85, something like that. So his birdies average 4.24. So it's also excellent, and but only his driving distance is not so perfect. But his driving accuracy percentage is 70.3%, and it's a 7th position. So he is losing some cases in the distance, but he is not losing anything against those the excellent swingers in the golf swingers in the that in efficiency. So we can see that why I have talked about him how a very smart golfer. First of all, accuracy. He is more oftenly on the fairway than on the rough. In this connection, he is receiving additional advantage because his average proximity from the fairways 0.4. It's much more better than his average proximity from the rough. It's a difference more than 25%. Between accuracy. It's highly important in the long run. And plus that, he's mostly concentrating, on those components of his game, from those distances from which he's playing most number of the shots. So we can see that he have the best results exactly from the distances from 100 yards to 200 yards, and it's those distances from which he is making the most number of the strokes. After that, from the distance 225 yards and longer, his proximity in the percentage is little bit decreasing. It's become bigger figures and not so excellent results. And plus that, from the distances less than 100 yards, we can look for the same situation. But his difference for the shortest distance is not so serious as for example for Hideki Matsuyama, because the proximity percentage from the distance 50-75 yards for him is 8.74, and for Hideki Matsuyama, for example, from these distances it is 10.12. For Xander Schauffele, from this distance 9.2, and for Will Zalatoris, it seems that he is the best in this component of the game. Yes, exactly, 6.16. And here we are coming to the most interesting subject of this topic. So, strokes gained of the tee for Corey Connors 0.6. Strokes gained for an approaching 0.7, so he's just increasing his advantage from the tee shots and from the approaching to the green. So the tee to green strokes gained is 1.32, amazing result. But after that we are coming to the real figures, which are talking us about disadvantage of his game. This is mostly stroke gains around the green. We can see again that his scrambling is his Achilles heel, because we can see that his scrambling is just 57%. It seems that he's not making not so many attempts, it's 300 attempts, but it's approximately 0.3, 0.25 strokes, shots in every round. So for one competition, it's approximately one shot. It seems that in long run, just imagine that he will have his results better for 0.25 strokes. And you see that he will be among the 3 best golfers all over the golf. Because his greens and regulation amazingly perfect. And in best rounds he have also excellent scrambling. But in his usual rounds, he is not so perfect in the scrambling. So, Corey, just stay around the green, just make more practice from this distance, and you will be one of the best, or maybe even best golfer all over the golf. I think that all of your fans will be highly interesting, because if you will do it, because you see that it's, you know, that it's when you couldn't achieve any advantage from the tee shots because you have not the big distance, or your swing is not so good to have a good approaching around the green, good approaching. It is understandable that you highly difficult for you to improve these components of the game, but scrambling and the game around the green, it's available for all of us, or all amateur golfers. So the professional golfers for whom this one stroke is cost in any tournament is cost approximately maybe $50,000 average. It's much more important to be, you know, to concentrate on such important components of the game. Plus that his putting. His putting is much more better than his scrambling, but some components of his putting are not so perfect as it looks for us. For example, 3 feet. The 100%, it's excellent, but from the 4 feet, 91%, 10%, approximately 10% he is losing. 1 from 10 balls he is losing from the distance 4 feet. From the 5 feet, it's even worse situation, because you see that 1/4 stroke is lost from this distance. Putting from 6 feet, 2 shots approximately. And the putting from 8, 9, and 10, thanks to God, from 10 yards it's 50%. It's from 10 feet, excuse me, 50%. It's quite a good result. So, and we can see that putting from from 10 to 50 feet, 31% only, is just less than 1 shot. It's you know, that it's difficult to describe as the good quality of the game. So in this connection, maybe it's a reason for him to take a look for those figures, and I hope that maybe somebody will tell him that he need to be more concentrated on his short game, and he will have much more better performance. He will make less mistakes on the green than around the green. So, excuse me that this video will become again a little bit longer than I have expected, and it's not so much concentrated on the golf swing and mostly concentrated on the figures which is describing us the quality of the game. But from the other side, I hope that for most of you it will be highly useful, because you will take a look and you will maybe change the looking for your game. You see that when we are making the stroke from the long distance for the tee shot, for example, and we see that it's finished somewhere in the hazard or in the rough even, or maybe in native, we in our memory, we are starting to think that we have problem with the long game and we need to spend more time and more time on the driving range. But actually, we are not so attentive to those many strokes which we are losing on the green and around the green. And in this connection, just changing of focus our attention and changing of focus of our training is giving us a very huge advantage. Because you see that we are feeling amazingly excellent when we are finishing the hole and going to the tee of the next hole with the, the totally realized plan for the hole. I mean that when we are not losing any strokes, any shot in the situation when we are making the unnecessary mistake. And this connection, our mistakes around green are costing us much more strokes than shots than we are losing from the tee shots. Certainly we are absolutely different, and if you have the poor swing, it's you need to concentrate on the swings mostly, on the full swing mostly, but very oftenly we are not so highly concentrated on the game around the green. And I just want to show you that many huge golfers who are among the 10 best golfers in the, in the FedEx Cup, and maybe 25th position in the FedEx Cup. Sometimes they are also not so highly concentrated on the highly important components of game for them. It's mostly the this misjudgment of our psychology, but not of human psychology, I mean, but not individual quality. So again and again, I hope that you will take a look for your components of the game a little bit different way. And it will be helpful for you to make your game better and better. I'm sure that maybe 80% of all improvement of the game is related with the short game on any level of your game. Just some of us, most smart, are spending much more time for changing something which is necessary only skills, but not the not forces or something like that. Because my best results were achieved in this situation when I could not make a training on the normal courses, and when I mostly played the chip, pitch and putt, just the game around the green. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope that this information will be useful for you. I hope to see you in my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.